My name is Amanda Smith, and here is my Makerspace plan. The goals for my Makerspace. As an aspiring librarian, some goals I have for future Makerspaces are to have 100% student engagement, empowering student creativity through high interest activities, and taking reflection time designated each month to determine the benefits and contributions of Makerspace activities in student academic, social, and emotional growth. Some of the educational benefits of makerspaces include utilizing the 5 C's: critical thinking, creativity, communication, collaboration, and citizenship. Through exploration, students become stronger problem solvers that build resilience and perseverance, and a perseverance cultivated in a growth mindset. With the making experiences from this course, I've learned that I can use the UTech model to plan for and assess makerspace success by offering opportunities for students to use, tinker, experiment, and create. I ensure that they are able to utilize the 5 C's and cultivate a growth mindset. Using book and build activities are a great way to integrate all curriculum subjects to allow the transfer of knowledge from one concept to another, giving students the ability to master and take ownership of their learning. Some ideas I want to remember that were inspired by my classmates and our problem solving and prototype assignments are to be sure to test your activities to troubleshoot for your students, be flexible in your planning, and to always embrace a growth mindset yourself. Model how to work through problems and frustrations so students can learn this important skill. Here's some of the wonderful resources I came across in this course. Several websites, including www.trishaquan.com. Several great articles found by either myself or my classmates, talking about the importance and benefits and even how to set up maker spaces. And of course, there are several books that would be very helpful whenever I am setting up maker spaces in my future library. As far as space goes, I really have to take into consideration where I'm going to put all of my makerspace activities. So I would want to make sure I utilize available shelving or cabinet space. If there's a lack of space, I would have to make sure that I invest in some storage containers, preferably ones with locking lids, so no little tiny pieces go missing. And even investing in some type of organizational rollaway carts. So that way, if I needed to rotate different maker spaces, I could easily do that as those cabinets have wheels. Ideally, I would want to use chairs and rug areas for depending on the type of maker spaces. If the maker spaces that I set up include engineering things like robotics, like little robots that they can drive around, I might want to set those on the rug just so that way the robots don't fall off the tabletops and get broken. But a lot of it is going to depend on the age of student, the type of materials used, the accessibility and organization of materials, and the nature of the space. Some of these activities, they might be able to be done individually, like making their own snowflakes, or as a small group. There are several resources listed that I will use to guide my space layout. With funding and materials, here are 5 ways that I would pay for my makerspace: using library funds, fundraisers, donations, grants, and even a maker fair where students could actually build their prototypes and try and sell their inventions. I have a sample letter that, go back. There we go. I have a sample letter here that I have put together using a template found at charity.lovetoknow.com that just outlines the benefits of using maker spaces and why funding would be so important, not only for students, but staff and community members. Here's a list of 100 items to collect through donations, mostly crafting supplies or things that you might usually find being tossed into a recycle bin. There are some very affordable options as well as some high dollar amounts, because you never know what kind of donations you could get. So it never hurts to ask. The worst thing that could happen is people say no. If I had a $5,000 budget, I would be investing in high-tech coding and robotics programs and items. So I know we've heard many times that the jobs that students will have in the future haven't been invented yet. So giving them the opportunity to utilize the UTech model with engineering tools seems like a wise investment. These items may be more challenging to have donated since they are a higher dollar amount. And I would also like to invest in organizational tools and flexible seating to make the most of available space. So here are just a few of the, fingers crossed, would be wonderful to have it. Things that if I had such a high budget, I would love to invest in for the students. My marketing plan for my maker spaces would be to utilize social media. I'm not really one who likes to share information on Facebook and Twitter, and I don't even have a Snapchat. I'm too scared to use Snapchat and TikTok and all those other things. But I did have a friend say, well, if we're not sharing our stories on social media, who are we letting share our story? And that was just such a powerful question. And so I know I need to utilize social media more so just to, if anything, to highlight all the positives that these maker spaces can bring to our students. So of course, there's digital newsletters that are sent out each week per grade level, just highlighting some of the things that students will be learning in class, any special events that are coming up. So I could easily ask grade level teams to include special digital newsletter links for the library in theirs. So I could also have special maker event flyers printed up and actually physically sent home. There's student app sharing. So I know at the school I am working at currently, we use Seesaw, and it's a great way to easily send messages to families as well as share student learning. And of course, making announcements on video announcements in the mornings. Who will use your space and when will they use it? Well, my plan is for everyone to be able to use the space. I figured that teachers and staff could maybe use some of these spaces during professional development times. Students can use library time and then have special events before and after school where they can come and make. And then having special community outreach programs. And of course, whenever contributions are made from the community, special recognition can be given to those groups. My assessments on if the maker spaces are a success are to use a variety of different tools. We can do informal observations, open-ended questioning, student interest surveys, journal reflections for students, as well as self-reflections for myself, project rubrics, game show style quizzes, exit tickets, concept maps, and student portfolios that they could build throughout the year. So these could be a physical portfolio just kept in a binder, or it could even be a tool that they could use online. And thank you so much for all that I have been able to learn from this course. It makes me so excited for all the great making opportunities my future students and library patrons will have. And I cannot wait to share this information with them.